I would say this today. There are so many real estate gurus out here that often someone has paid someone a lot of money, 20,000, 30,000, to teach them how to get started as a real estate investor. And I would say this. I don't care who teaches you. I don't care what you learn from them. Until you actually take action, you're not going to benefit from anything they taught you. The way you're going to learn what you need to know is from the mistake you make when you take action. No one succeeds according to plan. Absolutely no one. You should plan. I do. You plan, definitely. But like Mike Tyson says, I can't quote him exactly, but it's something like, well, until you get that first hit, till you get hit in the rain, th- th- whatever you were planning before then went out the window.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestoriinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I'm your host, Erika, and today I'm excited to be chatting with Gary Shelton. He's been making serious moves in the real estate investing space, and man, oh man, I think we're going to have a lot to learn from Gary today. Gary, I'm glad to have you on the show today.
Well, thank you. I'm so happy to be here. My oldest daughter's name is Erika, so I know I'm in good company.
Oh, I love that. How awesome. Well, Gary, I want to dive in today first with your story. Can you share with our listeners who are familiar with your world what inspired you to get into real estate?
My grandfather, my mother's father, was a landowner in the South. He built and owned about 85% of the homes from his funeral home, which he built, to the railroad tracks. And he was a living legend in my family, and I wanted to be like him. That was my inspiration. He taught me to save money when I was 4 years old. When I was 4 years old, I asked him for $1, and he asked me, how could I earn it? I said, well, Papa, I'm just asking for $1. You're rich, and I'm just asking for $1. And he said, well, if I'm rich, I didn't get rich giving away dollars. How can you earn it? And he made me earn the $1. So I did earn it. And I came to him. I'm just 4 years old, and he's the living legend of my family. He's my grandfather. Papa, I got the $1. I'm proud. I'm happy. He said, okay, what do you want to do with that $1? I said, well, I want to buy Ruth some Easter candy. That's the little girl that lived down on the corner. And he says, okay, how much did candy cost? And I didn't know this was a loaded question, so I had $1. So I said, it costs $1. So he told me, well, you're going to have to get some more money. And, well, Papa, why do I have to get some more money? I have $1 and the candy costs $1 because I'm not going to let you spend all of your money on that girl. He took me in the kitchen. He got an apple, cut it in half, cut that in half. He cut that. And so he said, look, from this day forward, I'll let you pick the proportion, but I want you to save a portion of every dollar that you get. Well, that's what I did. I cut grass. I raked leaves. I threw newspapers. I graduated from high school with $25,000 as a result of him forcing me and teaching me, forcing me to get the dollar in the first place and teaching me to save with that experience. So that's what launched me, that relationship with my grandfather. And guess what? He died when I was only 4. So I just had him for a short period of time, but it was long enough for me to be motivated and inspired by his life.
That is even more of amazing of a story, knowing that advice from him stuck with you all those years, Gary.
Oh, you just don't know. Um, I I asked my grandmother. I told her what I was doing. I said, "Mom, please open me a bank account." So I got addicted to seeing my money grow. And so I didn't like buying a hamburger because I could see that my account was shrink. So it was a very powerful, addicting experience for me. I just wanted to see my money grow. I didn't like spending it. Now,
Yeah, so you got that you bought your first house graduating high school, right? Your first property
I
investment.
actually bought my
Can
first
can you
business graduating college, but I didn't graduate when I was a senior in college. I bought my first business, but I bought my first house right after graduating high school.
got it. So from there, how did you grow and scale? What was the strategy there?
Well, the first thing was I bought a two-family flat instead of a single. That enabled me to rent out one unit, live in the other unit free. I liked that so much that I decided I'm gonna buy another two-family flat, and I'm gonna collect rent on those. So now I'm gonna be living at a profit. Remember now, I had this habit. I want to see my money grow from age 4. Well, I I bought a two flat every month for 12 months from HUD. So once I started, I just didn't stop. I just kept doing it, and it piled up.
Yeah, wow. And then at what point for you did you realize that you needed a team, that you had grown so much that you couldn't do this on your own?
Wow. A r- I rented I had bought a small apartment building, and I rented a unit to a girl that I had met when I was like 17 years old. And because I knew her personally, she thought she didn't have to pay rent. She would she would be late, and she thought I was rich, and she thought she didn't have to pay. So I learned, well, I better stop letting people know that I own the building because I'm too young. They think I don't need the money. And so that was the first teammate I got. Someone to manage the building so that I could say, he owns it, not me. It's his building. That was the beginning of my team. And then I learned the hard way about contractors. I call contractors the Achilles heel in any kind of acquisition renovation situation. You better watch those contractors. That they will give you a nightmare if you don't.
Yeah, I've heard a story or two like that on the podcast here, and actually, we do like sharing some of those stories because usually there's something that we can learn. Maybe you have Gary. What would you say was one of the more difficult moments on your journey with the deal, and how did you pivot? How did you deal with it? And what did you learn from it?
The first time I gave a contractor half the money that he asked for to start a job, that was a big mistake. That I do not do that anymore. I pay for work done. If I can't find a contractor that's willing to work with me like that, then I'm not going to give anyone half the money up front. There's just too much risk to doing that. And also, the amount of money is so small that you can't win suing. You hire a lawyer, it's going to cost you too much money. You can't win to sue. I learned that. I actually learned that doing a large deal. Someone owed me $100,000, and the lawyer wanted 10,000 retainer. If they would have owed me less, I definitely would have said no. This wouldn't be worth it. Too much risk.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
So I learned that in business, you better be making moves where you can protect yourself. Because if you have to sue, it better be large enough to justify hiring a lawyer. Otherwise, you shouldn't be doing that. You should just say, nope, I can't do it. So I'm not giving you half the money up front. Let's say, for example, we're talking about a $20,000 renovation. I'm not going to give you $10,000 because what am I going to do if you don't do what you're supposed to do? I'm going to sue you. Lawyer's going to want at least $5,000 retainer. No, too much risk. No, can't do it.
That makes a lot of sense. Well, I know that you've been doing this for a long time, Gary. Could you share for our listeners what you have going on today? What kind of opportunities you see in the market? What excites you?
Well, my situation is probably going to be a little different than most people when it comes to what I have going on. Because, for example, in my city, the the premier piece of real estate in my city is the General Motors headquarters, which is the Renaissance Center, which is right on the river of Detroit. Well, I have an offer to purchase the Renaissance Center. I'm right in the middle of negotiations right now to purchase the Renaissance Center. In fact, I have a meeting this coming Thursday, which will be the third meeting that I've had with General Motors. So most people wouldn't be looking at deals like that. I have a business partner. There are three casino hotels in downtown Detroit. The Motor City Casino. My partner, Herb Strather, was chairman of the Motor City Casino. We've done a Home Depot, national award-winning Woodbridge Estates, which was public housing, the Jeffries projects. By the way, when I was in the second grade, I had the experience of actually living in the Jeffries projects. Well, it's not projects now. All the streets are named for Motown acts. Um, I still do houses. I just finished doing a two-family flat. I have a two-family flat under contract right now. I'm looking at some multi-units right now in Chicago. I'm always looking at opportunities to help someone solve a problem, and at the same time, I accomplish my goal of creating more wealth for myself.
Yeah, Gary, when it comes to how you've grown and scaled, have there been any networking groups or just any relationships that you've built in real estate that've been a game changer for you?
Well, yes, I was mentored. I was mentored by Reginald Lewis. Reginald Lewis was a Harvard educated lawyer. He was the first black man to own $1 billion business when he bought Beatrice in a leveraged buyout transaction. He mentored me, and I began to acquire businesses that were available, which right now there are just millions of men with successful businesses. They're baby boomers, they're ready to retire, and they don't have a succession plan. So it's a very, very unique opportunity right now. When it comes to real estate, Don Barton, who wired Detroit for cable TV, he was my client. Uh, so I had these unique personal relationships that were very meaningful for me. And when I was younger, I was a ball player. I played baseball and basketball, and my coaches taught me how to live. They taught me how to be a man. They taught me how to have a winner's mindset, how to play to win and not play to avoid losing. And I carry that with me to this day, playing to win. No matter what the score is, as long as there's time left on the clock, and I'm 74 years old, but there's still some time left on my clock. So I'm playing to win. That's for sure.
Love it. Mindset is so important for you. How do you Is there a part of your routine that helps you with your mindset, or what do you do to, keep realigning yourself with your goals and that keep growing?
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
One thing I do when I acquired E3 Engineering was when, by the way, E3 Engineering was doing $8 million a year in contracts with General Motors, Ford, and Chrysler, and it was when Toyota finally surpassed the big three to become number one. And of course, the big three wanted to know, well, how? Why? And it was the Toyota production system. And one of the pillars of the Toyota production system is a continuous improvement process. I carry that with me to this day. I live my life in that way. Often, as humans, we kind of resist change. Not me. I gravitate towards change, continuous improvement process. I never get full of myself. I don't care what I achieve. I don't care how impressive it may seem to someone else. Continuous improvement process is how I live my life.
So that's a really wise way to look at things, Gary. Well, when it comes to our listeners who are new to real estate, new to investing, uh, if you were in their shoes and you were just getting started today, what would you be doing? What advice would you give them?
I would say this today. There are so many real estate gurus out here that often someone has paid someone a lot of money, 20,000, 30,000, to teach them how to get started as a real estate investor. And I would say this: I don't care who teaches you, I don't care what you learn from them. Until you actually take action, you're not going to benefit from anything they taught you. The way you're going to learn what you need to know is from the mistake you make when you take action. No one succeeds according to plan. Absolutely no one. You should plan. I do. You plan, definitely. But like Mike Tyson says, I can't quote him exactly, but it's something like, well, until you get that first hit, till that you get hit in the ring, whatever you were planning before then went out the window. And so here's what happens. You have a plan, you move forward, you make a mistake. I say make sure that you don't bet the farm unless the crops are on fire, meaning I'm not trying to hit a home run. I just want to get on base. I get on base, I'll work my way around. I don't want to make the kind of mistake that puts me out of the game. I'm not I'm not going to be that aggressive. I just want to win. I want to proceed with caution. I know I'm going to make a mistake. I want to learn from that mistake. I don't want to make the same mistake twice. I'm going to make my adjustment and then I'm going to move again. When I move forward again, I'm not going to be greedy. Haste makes waste. I'm not going to be trying to hit a home run. I just want to have success one step at a time. And like I said before, as long as there's time on the clock, I'm playing to win. And if you're still alive, there's time on your clock. So play it that way. Play to
Yes.
win. Play to win. But don't be greedy. Pigs get fed, hogs get slaughtered. Don't take courses and just take notes and don't move forward. Don't do that. Move,
Hmm.
move, do something.
Yes, and you have really shown that with what you do, that you're always moving, always changing. And I I before we were recording earlier, you were talking about AI a little bit, and as you know, that is something that is really changing the industry. Can you share more about that and how you're leveraging AI?
I use AI to find deals, to analyze deals, to manage deals. I use AI to market, to follow up. It's a tool, and it's one heck of a tool. It makes you more powerful. Whomever's helping you, it makes them more powerful. It's here to stay. It's not going anywhere. I understand it's going to take some people's jobs, but it's going to make some people that have jobs more powerful in their job too. So I'm not afraid of it. I'm using it all day, every day. I'm using digital tools, using CRM, um, to be able to, for example, talk to an apartment building owner in a very friendly, healthy way. If they have a problem I can help them solve, fine. If they don't, we can just be friends. But I'm going to communicate with them and never stop communicating with them unless they ask me to. But I'm going to use automation to do it. It's not going to take a lot of time for me to do it. I'm going to be able to use AI to communicate with them on their birthday, on their anniversary, and never miss doing it. They're not going to forget me. So if they're not having a problem that I can help them solve today, they're going to know me well enough that 5 years from now, if they have a problem that I can help them solve, they're going to call me. I like win-win long-term relationships. That's what I want. Win-win, long-term, never-ending relationships.
Yes, yes. And I'm impressed with all the different ways that you're using AI, even remembering those birthdays and anniversaries. That is really smart.
Yeah, let's say you're a real estate agent, for example. What do you think would happen if for 10 years you sold someone a house and for 10 years every year on their house anniversary, every Christmas, every birthday, you had AI call them and say happy birthday and engage them in a conversation if they wanted to talk. But it wasn't you. It was like it was you. It was your voice, but it wasn't you. And you never miss. For 10 years, you never, ever miss. And how much of your time did it take? 5 minutes to set it up. How valuable is that going to be for your relationship? You can't measure it. It'll be so valuable.
Gary, this has been such an insightful conversation. I hope our listeners today were taking notes. If someone today listening wants to reach out, connect,
All
maybe
they have to do,
collaborate,
all they have to do is go to GoShelton.com. My name is Gary Oliver Shelton. GoShelton.com. GoShelton.com. And they got me everywhere they want me. Okay.
that's great. Well, Gary, thanks for being on the show. And again, this was man, this was a wealth of knowledge today.
Well, thank you very much. It's my pleasure. I love helping people. And because when I help them, I help me. We win together.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. That's the beauty of what's possible in real estate. For our listeners today, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure that you're subscribed to the Real Estate Pros podcast. We've got more conversations lined up with pros like Gary, who are out there building amazing real estate empires. We'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.